Do you like beer? Because I love beer. And today, at the Average Handlebar, I'm going to review one. So let's drink. Cheers. Hi folks, Skyler with the Average Handlebar. Today, we've got the Nelson Sauvignon Blanc IPA from Modist Brewing and Untitled Art collaboration they did together. Hopefully it's wonderful. I'm sure it's delicious. It's 7%, so it's gonna mess me up a little bit drinking a whole one of these. Let's dig in. Real earthy hops, super earthy. A little more than I was expecting. The reasoning it's called the Nelson Sauvignon Blanc is because of the Nelson Sauvignon hops that you can get that kind of usually give off a real wine flavor. It's like a Sauvignon Blanc is what it's supposed to be. So they do give off that grape flavor, a real strong notes of it. And I made a mead a little while back that's got those and another type of white wine hop, and it gives off these really rich white wine flavors, which is really cool. But I don't know how it's going to go with this one. It definitely smells much more green than it did in that. So who knows? But let's try it out. Yeah. I'm very excited to do this. I'm really intrigued by what might come of the white wine hops in this. So, without further ado, cheers. Okay. Well, the smell, definitely. Yeah, it's got like this interesting like barky smell to it, super earthy but like green, like when an oak tree has that really deep rooted moss in the grooves of the bark. That's the kind of smell it gives. Yeah, mossy bark. That's what I'm going with for the smell, with the nose on this. The color, it's solid color. I mean, it's like a golden sort of, just, it's not real foggy. I mean, it's foggy obviously, but it's not, there's not a lot of particulate in it, which is great. You see that a lot more obviously with New England styles, but this is just a regular old IPA, and it's just it's got a few little floaters in there, but not anything. Oh no, that's just a little bubble hanging out down there. Yeah, very clean beer, which is nice. Now to taste it. Whoa. Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, those, wow. It's giving off a weird flavor that shouldn't be in an IPA. Like, you're getting a lot of sweetness from those green grape sort of, like when you drink a good, I don't want to say good white wine, but it gives you this like real residual sweetness, and with the malt in here, it gives it that kind of that real bready sort of sweetness as well. So it's almost tasting like caramel, which is a very weird flavor to have in an IPA. But you're definitely getting that white wine, green grape flavor off those Nelson hops. Yeah, it's hop forward, not super bitter by any means. It's tasty. It's interesting. Would I reach for it every time? No. It's an experience. So it's worth it. It's definitely different. The bitterness is fairly low. There's not much to it. Excuse me. Oh, get that burp out of there. Go on, get out of here. Shh. What is that other flavor in there? Man, it's a little weird. I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with it. I think in like a sour or something, man, I wouldn't, yeah. I don't know that that's the right hop to be using in an IPA. It seems a bit out of left field, which is great. So it's great for the sake of invention. Boredom is the mother of invention. And this is a great, it's a great idea. I don't know if the execution's right, but using this hop in things that's gonna be more like a malty thing, I don't know. It's mixing up some weird flavors in there. And yeah, like when I drink an IPA, I don't really look for caramel to come forward as the predominant flavor, especially tailing a flavor of like green grapes, like a white wine. Weird sweetness that morphs into caramel. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just different, and that's okay. We're all different. So I'm gonna keep drinking it and see if it changes at all. We'll let it get a little warm, drink it. Yeah, it doesn't change much. The sweetness dies down a little bit, so I don't have much in the way of that weird caramel flavor there. So maybe as it warms up more, it'll have more of that pronounced IPA bitterness and just something else. It's okay because it's not like cloying on the palate. It's not hanging around downtown by itself. It's a fairly clean finish. It's not immediate. It sticks there for a couple seconds and then it kind of goes away. So that's nice. I really I don't like sweetness in an IPA very much. It's just not what I reach for. So, oh man, yeah. I'm just making a lot of mouth noises. I don't know what I was hoping for grabbing for this, but who doesn't need a little bit of variety in their beer selection? I would hate to drink the same beer every day. I really dislike it. I really dislike doing that. It's not for me whatsoever. If you look in my fridge, you'll see that I have 5 different beers at any given moment, and usually it's just a single. I hate buying, like, unless it's something that I really like and I know that I enjoy it, it's gonna stick around. And for the most part, I'm gonna drink one and then maybe give the others to my friends. God, that's a funky, weird beer. It's not funky. I don't want to call it funky because funky is good. That is weird. That's all I can say about it. Yeah, it's okay. This might be a beginner's IPA. You know, somebody that's stepping off the out of the ring of drinking a stout or something that is kind of their gateway into drinking beer, usually because people like sweet things. You know, people step in from like drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that, and they want to go into beer. You know, you get sweetness, you want sweet, go for a stout. You know, for the most part, they have a lot of residual sweetness. So they're very easy to sort of start transitioning yourself into becoming a beer drinker. Maybe this is your gateway to being an IPA drinker. You have a tiny bit of that bitterness that you would get that kind of gives you that feeling under the back of your tongue. Not much beyond that, though. You kind of get the mouthfeel of an IPA off this because of the amount of hops that they're using. Obviously, there's a ton of hops in it. It's green flavored, so you're still going to have that. But this is such an interesting hop that such an interesting hop that it can take over the flavor of this beer like that, and that's cool. Like, that's real cool, and I appreciate the way the flavor of beer can just kind of mutate into something so interesting that you weren't thinking it was going to be. Or maybe they knew what they were doing and they were like, hey, let's make the craziest IPA that I can think of without putting fruit in it. Good job if you did. If that's what you were going for, you wanted to just make an odd, interesting beer. It is interesting. I'm not going to lie. It's not something that I expected, but at the same time, I did expect it. I knew that green grape white wine flavor is going to be in there, obviously from the name. But the fact that it sort of tasted like caramel on the first tongue, weird. I hope you don't take this as me shitting on this beer by any means. I don't like it. I dislove it. That's all. I'm gonna give this beer I'm gonna give it a 3. It's middle of the road. It really is. It's a 3 out of 5. That is. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Middle of the road. It's not terrible. It's not something that I'd pour down the drain by any means. I could drink this whole beer. I could probably drink 2 of them, and I'd be totally fine with it. But am I gonna go and say, man, you should really try that beer? I might even say that. But I'd say it to somebody that's very interested in trying weird beers. So, if you're interested in a weird beer, try Modist and Untitled Arts Nelson Sauvignon Blanc IPA. This has been Skyler with the Average Handlebar. Enjoy and have a good night. Cheers.